Let me show you how easy it is to use the new MindStudio Architect V2 to build an AI agent. So here we're looking at the overview, which is the location that displays when you log into MindStudio. So here we will then click on Build a New Agent, and then click on this button here on the bottom left of the canvas called Generate Agent. And in a new window, the V2 Architect displays. And here it is asking, what do we want it to build for us? So I have a prompt that I have in mind one thing I like to do when I use the architect is I like to write my prompts in an external tool so that I have the prompt if I have to rebuild it, or if I find that it asks questions that I didn't think about and I wanted to do another iteration later. So it's nice to have the prompts written down on like Notepad somewhere else. So I think what I want to build now is I want to build a LinkedIn carousel that I can use to summarize technical studies for laypersons and too long didn't read readers. That would make it easy for people on LinkedIn to read technical content, and it's summarized and it's easy to consume. And carousels are rated well just below videos for attention within the LinkedIn algorithm. So I have a prompt here that I'll just paste in. Generate the LinkedIn carousel in PDF format, which is what the carousel requires. And very similar to what I just described, technical study to summarize technical studies, and I want a modern professional layout. Use my branding as Tech Writer Lewis without any specific logo design. Create a checkpoint for the user to review this content. What this does is it will pause the agent to allow a human in the loop to review content before it generates the final carousel, and then build it as minimally as possible with as few blocks as necessary. So let's see what it does. In the background, the V2 Architect will analyze to see if this seems to be a good project to build as an agent in MindStudio. So now it is saying that this is a great idea. So oftentimes the V2 Architect will ask follow-up questions. In this particular case, it is not asking specific follow-up questions. I think that may be because my prompt was a little bit more robust than just simply saying, I want to produce a LinkedIn carousel generator. So I'm just going to say, please build this as described. And now it will begin drafting the spec. What this spec does is it shows us, before it does the final build in Architect of this agent, it will show us, is this exactly what you would like? It will allow us to revise it if we wanted to. So here we see this is the proposed spec that it would build this LinkedIn carousel generator. We see that it will use a user input, essentially something that I would provide, and then a logic block to determine whether it would be direct text or a URL. And then if it was a URL, it would scrape it. If it was a direct text, then it would just accept it, then process it, have the checkpoint to let me review it, and then it will generate the asset, which is the HTML asset that will then be converted to PDF that would then be uploaded as a LinkedIn carousel. These are the variables that will be used. Let's just go ahead and build what this has here. If we wanted to manually revise it, we can click this manual button, and then we can revise this to our heart's content. But let's just build this for now and see what it does. So now it's built our LinkedIn carousel generator. Let's take a look at what it looks like. So it's going to collect some information. Looks like it wants to either ask us enter directly or provide a URL. And then if it's entering our content, we just paste it here. And then it determines which way to route the URL to scrape it, the website, or it goes directly to the structure of this content, and then it lets me review this content, and then it comes to generate it, and then it displays it. So let me find a web page to have this scrape. So here I have a technical study that I would like a summary of and put into a LinkedIn carousel, benchmarking large language model agents on consequential real-world tasks. And this is great because I don't read technical studies like this directly. And even if I could, I would rather summarize it. So I'm going to use this agent or use this technical study. Let me paste this URL. And now let's run this in preview. In draft. Let's provide a URL. Let's paste the URL. There is no use the URL. So we see that it has scraped the URL. It's now structuring this content. So now we see this is providing a summary of the slides that will be in this carousel. Here we see it's showing a title, research by Carnegie Mellon University, key research goals in slide 3, and so on. So if I had wanted to, I could click this edit manually. This is actually a checkpoint block that we're looking at. And I could revise this if I had wanted to. But let's just cancel. And then let's see what HTML template looks like and generate this PDF. So here we see this is the output. We see it's 10 pages long. And we could revise this. We could revise this HTML template. But it summarized this technical study into a too long didn't read format that is helpful for many readers on LinkedIn. So I would probably revise this some more before I actually use this in production. But this is a great first start, and I don't have to build this from scratch. So this is a really powerful way to get started in building AI agents in MindStudio. Definitely check out this version 2 Architect. I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching.